It really did change my life, because when some people say oh, like they had dreams and they never like got a chance to live them, like I feel like in a way I lived mine.
A lot of like reactions that we got were really positive, and people were just pretty much in awe of what we had done and really grateful to us, and thought that we made something really significant, and that we made history.
Look at the projects that these kids are putting out. That's what's to cherish for, you know, putting the money in this program. Actually look at the work.
People don't know young people unless they give the young people like an opportunity to express themselves. They won't ever get their full like point of view. They'll just be assuming. And once they give that a young person a chance, they'll see how wide a variety of kids there are, and they'll learn it from the kids' perspective, so they'll learn the truth.
The state of California is very young. I mean, about 25% or more of California is 20 years or younger. They're also the most diverse generation of youth in this country, maybe even in the world.
We at San Francisco State College. Yeah, and we participated in workshops and stuff about filmmaking, so they were teaching us some stuff, and you know, I'm learning something new. I thought I knew everything. I really didn't.
One way to learn a better or the best way of doing anything is to watch and analyze the skill of an expert. Like this.
Doing a long shot, sometimes pulling in close. You know, maybe you're pulling in close, the boom is here.
At the kickoff, I made friends with everybody in Siskiyou County. It really opened my eyes to how diverse California really is. Like how like you be in one section, like some people are from like the mountains and the snow, some people are from the city, some people are from like Orange County, some people like from Bay Area in the project, and we all were from California, but in a way we didn't know the other person existed. Because for us, this was California. For me, LA was California.
So what we hope to give the young people would be an experience that was more than just filmmaking, but also critical learning.
I think that the humanities is incredibly important because it allows us to gain access to a whole variety of stories.
I just learned a lot of like just how to like research into things and find credible documents.
We went to the library of the community college, and we talked with the historian who worked there, and he gave us so much information. There was just so much history there. You know, things that we had never known, that weren't taught in school or really given to us at all.
The whole story relates with every single student that was behind the camera and in front of the camera.
Humanities, of course, would include something like an autobiography or a novel. It would also include, you know, the reality television shows that people seem to be so interested in.
And to have a young person, particularly a young person in their own communities, come to them and ask, hey, can you tell us your story? Can you share with us what you think, some of your thoughts, some of your opinions on this? I think that's empowering to the community. I think the community members feel like they're being validated as individuals who are important and who have something to share.
A lot of the youth started the film, or it looked like they started the film not knowing a lot about their self and like their communities, and in the end it seemed like they just learned more about like their history, the communities themselves, and they seemed really enlightened afterwards, I guess you could say.
My great-grandfather had a gold mine on both sides. One in Quartz Valley, which is north of here. And then my grandfather worked on a dredger, gold dredger. We had those here and saved a little money up and came over and started a store here. The one that
My mom would get us up at 5 o'clock in the morning. She'd pack us a lunch, and we'd be there before the sun come up. And we'd work until the sun went down.
It was basically an all-white school, and very few handful of African Americans that went here that lived in the community around the neighborhood, but it was a lot of Hispanics and white students.
I had to say, like, I noticed that everybody, regardless of what they were talking about, family or civil rights or housing, that they all had this underlining thing of belonging.
You know, I didn't really know what I was missing out until I came to college and met like a whole bunch of other Cambodians, and then I found like I was missing out on a whole lot. So now I'm learning Khmer again. I'm involved in like the community, I volunteer and stuff like that, and I'm catching up for lost time.
Like when you go to AA meetings, like everybody knows how it feels to have a problem, like so bad. Everyone knows what it's like to be addicted so bad, like you can't even be in your own skin, like without drugs. And so we just like all understand each other.
I felt kind of uncomfortable at school. I felt that there were certain opinions, certain aspects of myself I didn't express at school because I didn't know how they would be received.
California is good with sweeping bleep under the rug, you know, and you know, these kids are exposing the illness of this state, of this country.
How we got locked in, it was about 9 of us, and that morning the cops came, and because they didn't want to go in, they were kind of scared, thinking we might have anything on us. So they boarded up the one window on the other side that we were getting in and out of. So finally they left after like an hour, and we kicked it open, and they had wired the gate shut, so I had to cut that open.
If there's lots of teenagers hanging out, you see a cop car, and the cops getting off their car and walking towards the teenagers, they're instantly assume that we're doing something bad, basically up to no good.
Name and address, please.
D'Angelo King, 92 West Point Road, Hunter's View.
Mr. King. Well, Mr. King, there's been several eviction notices we gave out to you months ago, giving you a time to get out.
But the month not even over though.
Yeah, is that even legal? Well, the dates are subject to change at any time.
The act of taking something from just an initial idea or some draft on paper and then having something real and visual that they can show someone is really meaningful for them.
So, welcome you all to the 2008 Los Angeles Film Festival presented by the Los Angeles Times. We are presenting today this screening of How I See It.
It is a lot of work, and I really enjoy working on this film, and I'm very proud of this film. Like, I express myself through this film.
If you can get the youth to kind of go through that process with you, you end up having young people who also learn a lot in terms of leadership, I think, because they understand that they've helped to lead a process and lead something through completion. They have something tangible to show.
I just say stick with it, because a lot of times when you want to make something, you say that you're going to do it and then you like totally blow it up.
I thought what was really impressive is always at our screenings we had these question and answer sessions at the end, and the young people really took ownership over their film and spoke articulately about the film.
I guess for this particular film, they're connecting with their audience just like the news connects with us. You know, they're you know, letting their audience, their peers, you know, and elders know that this was going on in their area. And this is how we see it, you know.
Nah, thank you, but came along this film because I got a good learning experience on what's going on in Hunters Point. I grew up there my whole life and never knew what was going on.